If you are broke, society tells you it is your fault. They say you don't work hard enough. They say you spend too much money on coffee. They tell you to just buy a course, learn a skill, and lift yourself up. But what if the entire system is designed to make sure you fail? The truth is, poverty is not a lack of character. Poverty is a highly profitable industry. In the modern financial system, it is incredibly expensive to be poor. The less money you have, the more the system charges you just to exist. From bank fees for not having enough money, to high interest rates because your credit score is low, the machine is built to extract every single penny from the bottom. Poverty is not just one flat experience. It is a ladder of distinct psychological and financial traps. There are levels to this struggle, and each level has its own hidden rules designed to keep you exactly where you are. In this video, we are going to expose the 4 hidden levels of modern poverty. We will break down the brutal math of how the system actively blocks people from escaping and why hard work alone is no longer enough. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how the trap works and the painful truth of what it actually takes to break the cycle. Level 1 is situational poverty. This is the entry point into the trap, and it is often completely invisible to the outside world. People in this level do not look like the traditional image of poverty. They are often educated, they work 40 hours a week, and they live in normal suburban neighborhoods. But their reality is defined by a sudden, unexpected shock. A corporate layoff, a sudden medical emergency, a painful divorce, or a global economic crisis. One day they are walking on solid ground, and the next day the ground beneath them completely disappears. The core characteristic of situational poverty is the speed at which the system turns against you. When your income suddenly drops, the system does not give you time to adjust. It punishes you instantly. Let's look at the brutal math of this level. You lose your job and miss a single credit card payment. Immediately, your credit score drops by 100 points. Because your credit score dropped, your car insurance company automatically raises your monthly premium because they now view you as a higher risk. You try to look for another job, but you need your car to get to interviews. Suddenly, your alternator breaks down. A part that costs $50 to manufacture now costs you $600 at a mechanic shop because you don't have the tools or the time to fix it yourself. You don't have $600 in cash, so you are forced to use a high-interest credit card or, even worse, a payday loan. A payday loan charges an interest rate of 400%. Now, you are not just paying for a car repair, you are paying a massive tax to the system just for being in a desperate situation. This creates a terrifying psychological shift. In situational poverty, your brain stops thinking about the future. You enter survival mode. Your cognitive bandwidth is completely consumed by immediate problems. How do I pay rent by Tuesday? How do I make sure the lights stay on? When you are constantly stressed about immediate survival, your brain loses the ability to make long-term strategic decisions. You cannot think about investing, you cannot think about switching careers, and you cannot think about building a business. The biggest trap of level 1 is that the system makes it incredibly difficult to climb back out. The financial penalties accumulate faster than you can recover. Late fees, overdraft fees, and rising interest rates create a heavy chain around your ankles. You find yourself working 2 low-wage jobs just to pay off the interest on the debt you accumulated during the crisis. You are working harder than ever before, but you are not building anything. You are simply running on a treadmill of survival, burning all your energy just to stay in the exact same spot. In level 1, you are introduced to the primary rule of the system. The less money you have, the more it costs you to live. It is a temporary crisis that quickly threatens to become a permanent lifestyle. Level 2 is generational poverty. If level 1 is a sudden shock, level 2 is a landscape. This is not a temporary crisis, this is an inheritance. The people in this level did not fall into poverty, they were born into it. Their parents were poor, their grandparents were poor, and every single person in their immediate neighborhood is fighting the exact same battle. In generational poverty, you do not just inherit a lack of money, you inherit a specific worldview, a set of habits, and a mental ceiling that the system carefully constructs around you from the day you were born. The core characteristic of generational poverty is the normalization of scarcity. When you grow up in this level, you never see anyone around you win the financial game. You never see anyone invest in stocks, start a successful business, or buy a piece of property. Your entire reality is shaped by survival. The system ensures that the schools in these areas are underfunded, the job opportunities are limited to low-wage labor, and the local economy is dominated by predatory businesses like liquor stores, check-cashing joints, and lottery machines. The environment itself is designed to drain your resources and your hope. The math of level 2 is a cycle of immediate consumption. When money is always scarce, your relationship with money becomes toxic. If a family in generational poverty suddenly gets a windfall of $500, perhaps from a tax refund, they do not save it. They spend it immediately. To an outsider, this looks like poor financial discipline. But psychologically, it makes perfect sense. In their world, money is an unstable asset. If you do not spend it today, an emergency will come tomorrow and take it away anyway. You might as well buy something that brings immediate comfort or joy right now, because the future is not promised, and it certainly isn't bright. This creates a heavy mental cage. The system trains you to believe that financial security is a lottery ticket, not a predictable result of strategic planning. You develop what psychologists call a short-term horizon. You cannot plan for 5 years from now because you are exhausted from planning for the next 5 hours. If someone tries to explain investing or saving to you, it sounds like a foreign language. It feels irrelevant to your survival. The ultimate trap of level 2 is the social cost of leaving. If you were born into generational poverty and you somehow manage to start climbing out, the system uses social pressure to pull you back down. Your friends and family might accuse you of changing or forgetting where you came from. Because everyone around you is drowning, your success can feel like a betrayal to them. You are forced to choose between your personal financial freedom and the only community you have ever known. In level 2, poverty is no longer just a financial status, it becomes an identity. The system has successfully convinced you that the cage you live in is simply what the world looks like. Level 4 is asset poverty. This is the final, most sophisticated level of the trap. It is the level where the illusion of a middle-class life completely masks a systemic reality. People in level 4 often make decent money. They might earn $70,000 or $80,000 a year. They live in a rented house that looks nice, they buy organic groceries, and they can afford decent gifts for holidays. But they have a net worth of 0, or even negative. They own absolutely nothing that generates wealth. The core characteristic of asset poverty is the lack of leverage. The system loves level 4 because these people are highly productive workers who spend everything they earn back into the economy. They have cars, but they are leased. They have apartments, but they are rented. They have gadgets, but they are financed. The math of level 4 is a straight line down to 0 at retirement. If you earn $5,000 a month and spend $5,000 a month on a high-quality lifestyle, you are still structurally poor. You are asset poor. The moment you stop working, your lifestyle vanishes. You do not own a home to pass down to your children. You do not own stocks that pay dividends. You are completely dependent on selling your daily labor until the day you die. This creates a hidden, long-term psychological dread. Deep down, people in asset poverty know they are playing a losing game. They see their youth slipping away, and they realize that 20 years of hard work has left them with a garage full of depreciating items, but not a single square inch of freedom. The system has tricked them into trading their life energy for objects that lose value, while corporations use that exact same money to buy land, buildings, and machinery that gain value. So, how do you break the entire system? How do you escape the ladder of poverty? The escape does not happen by just asking for a raise or working 80 hours instead of 60. If you do that, inflation and lifestyle creep will just swallow the difference. To break the cycle, you must aggressively sabotage the system's plan for your money. The system wants your cash to flow outward instantly. You must force it to stay. First, you must create a scarcity mindset on purpose, even when you start making more money. You must live like you are in level 1, even when you reach the income of level 4. Second, you must stop buying things that rust, rot, or depreciate. Every extra dollar you have must be treated like a soldier. You do not spend it, you deploy it to buy small fractions of freedom. You buy assets index funds, real estate, or small digital businesses that collect rent or profits. Look at your life right now. The machine is counting on you to stay distracted, tired, and consumer-driven. It wants you to believe that poverty is a personal failure, so you never look up to see the structure of the cage. Which level of poverty has the system locked you into right now? Is it the shock of level 1, the programming of level 2, the exhaustion of level 3, or the illusion of level 4? Identify your level, because you cannot escape a prison until you realize you are standing inside one. Drop a comment below with your level, and tell me your exact plan to buy your first piece of freedom this month.